welcome viewers at home, and welcome here, audience, to the Urban Greenhouse Challenge of 2020. I'm Natalie, and I will be your host of today. And this year it has been an epic edition, because the teams not only had to work on very complex assignments, but they also had to work under the circumstances of the worldwide pandemic. But they succeeded. And today you will hear who this jury has selected and crowned the winner. But the journey to the grand finale has been tough. They started off with 500 students from 53 teams with 28 nationalities from 6 different continents. And now there are only 10 finalists left. Can I get a round of applause for the 10 finalists? Yay! So this morning, they are sitting here. They pitched in the Dragon's Den in front of the jury. And they only had 10 minutes to convince each of the jury members that they should be the winner of this challenge. So what are we going to do today? Today, during this show, you will get the latest insights on the future of urban farming. We will talk to the Rector Magnificus of the Wageningen University about why challenges like this are important. We will talk to the country manager of the developer that you worked for in Dongguan to see what he thinks of all the work that you've done. But we will also talk to the partners to see who they've selected to be the winner of the partner prize. And last but not least, of course, we will talk to the students who have put their heart and soul into this project for over 10 months. And we are going to hear their vision on the future of urban greenhouse farming. So before the show, the students told me that they invited a lot of people to actually view this session, so the viewers live at home. And I can tell you that over 300 people have already tuned in, so we're very pleased with that. Welcome, everyone. And although we're not in the same room together, we can still let each other know that we're there. So you can post, the online people can post questions in the chat, and I will also ask one of the team members of me who actually moderates the chat to give me the questions. And of course, the live audience, you can post your questions live directly to me. And there's also a poll that pops up somewhere for the online people. And of course, you can answer it directly because you're in the same room with me. And there's also one special thing, and that is applause. Of course, we give a round of applause before people come on stage, but also the people at home can give a round of applause, a digital applause. And you can do that by typing in the letter A in the chat room. So we will feel the applause from all over the world. And of course, you can do it just by clapping your hands when you're here in the audience. So, without further ado, let's go to our first guest. And our first guest, he is crazy about the Chinese variety of mushrooms and how they actually create that into a dish. And he has tasted a lot of Chinese food because he has spent a lot of time there. He actually worked as a professor in environmental policy at Renmin and Tsinghua, I hope I pronounced that right, University. And he has had a connection with the Wageningen University since 1978. When he studied environmental sciences here. Now he is the Rector Magnificus, the Vice President, in other words, one of the most important men of the Wageningen University. Please put your hands together or type in the letter A in the chat for Arthur Mol. We're going to stand here.
1.5 meter?
Yes, this is 1.5 meters, yes. So maybe it's a little bit... You have to be careful, but we'll manage, right? We'll manage, okay. Arthur, you are now the Rector Magnificus of the Wageningen University, but you started studying environmental studies here. Why did you decide to study here?
Yeah, that's true. I started in 78, as you told the audience, also back home. In 78, I started environmental sciences to study it, and basically because I was very worried about the environmental problems. So it was just after the report to the Club of Rome, Limits to Growth, and that really fascinated me, both in terms of how serious the challenges are by then, but still we have them, but also what you could do with science to study them and to understand them and to help to improve it.
Okay, that's good. And what did you discover? What can you help to improve it?
Well, by then, of course, I started only to study that. But basically, I went then into water pollution control, into all kinds of ecological systems, in air purification systems. But then gladly onwards, I noticed that it's nice, all these technical solutions, and they help really. But you have to connect that also with more social economic sciences. So I did a lot of work also in environmental law, in environmental economics, etc. And it's a combination of all these disciplines which really are helpful in solving challenges. And that's basically with all the major challenges, whether it are environmental challenges or any other kind of challenge.
And that also counts for, of course, the challenges within the urban greenhouses.
Well, the greenhouse challenges are a key example of that. You need, of course, the technicians and the technological knowledge of that. You need also socioeconomic knowledge, and you need to involve, not the least, people, stakeholders. People living in a neighborhood, people in the value chain who want to use all the products from a greenhouse. So yeah, indeed.
Indeed, yes. And so the students actually spent over 10 months working on this project. Were there in your time also these kinds of challenges?
No, I would have liked that. No.
What kind of student were you?
Well, I guess a normal student who did his studies, but also spent some time outside of his studies. So
I have no idea. What is outside of studies?
Well, you have these yellow things in the glass.
Oh,
which you can
okay.
drink, But basically, we called that by then, and it was a little bit like a challenge, but not so fancy. It was a project group. So indeed, where also students from different disciplines were put together to study a certain kind of subject. But what we missed, I think, was really subjects which were directly related to societal issues, where also the stakeholders which really demanded that kind of knowledge were involved. And I think what is the great thing, which we didn't have at that time, is that it was really international. So if I just talked to one of the members, and he was in a group, he's sitting there still, you told me, yeah, you were in a group with people from all around the world working together. Well, the kind of knowledge and skills you develop by that are really the kind of skills you need now. Well, when I finished studies, I hardly saw someone from outside of the Netherlands. So that's really a big change.
Yes.
An improvement.
Yes. And what is actually the reason why Wageningen University organizes challenges like this?
Well, it's basically closely related to that.
Yes.
So I think we at Wageningen University find it very important that all our students, but also students from elsewhere, study problems in an international setting, in a cross-cultural setting, with different disciplines and in connection with society. And that's, I think, what the challenge does. And I think that's why it's so motivating, is in a relatively long time, it's true, so 10 months you said, students work together with all kinds of colleagues from everywhere around the world and really focus on solving something, contributing to major challenges. And I think that's why we call that an international classroom, but that also a classroom which is not just in here, in an auditorium, but outside there also, in the field. And I think that's one of the big things, how we should progress in education and in science.
And there's also something that is on your agenda, to actually try to do this this kind of education more often.
Yeah, I think definitely. So we will definitely proceed with that. And of course, what I do hope is that one of these student teams also did not only go vertically above ground, but also underground, where the mushrooms can be grown, which I like so much. So I hope that will also be part of that. So then it's also personally a big attraction for me.
Well, thank you so much for all these lovely words. Can I have a big round of applause for Arthur Mol? Thank you. So, innovators, they do not work alone. They work together. That's why the students, like Arthur said, worked in interdisciplinary teams. But they also received a lot of support from our partners, the innovators from the business world and academia. By sharing knowledge and brainstorming with them and coaching them. And each partner was allowed to nominate 2 teams for the partner prize. And then all of those points were added up, and the team with the most points actually receives the partner prize. And now it is time to actually announce who will be the winner of this partner prize. Are you curious? I cannot hear you. Are you curious? Okay. Are you curious in the chat? I hope so. We feel it even through the camera. So one lady is going to hand out the partner prize on behalf of all the partners that you see here in the background. And can I have a big round of applause, or a lot of A's in the chat, for Ingrid Kortekaas, Marketing and Communications Manager of Codima Systems Group. Hi, Ingrid. Hello. So, why is it important for you as Codima to actually, encourage, work with the students in this challenge?
Yeah, well, for us as Codima, it's very valuable to work with the students because they are innovative and they are enthusiastic. So that gives us valuable ideas for cooperate in such food programs.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I just had a note from the producer. So, what did you learn by working with the teams?
Well, the most we have learned from the challenge and working with the teams was their open mindset. Due to our experience, we mostly think very practical, and we have barriers such as financial or technical barriers. But you see all the students have an open mindset, and in China is also a country where everything is possible, so boundless ideas are very useful there. So we learned the most from their open mindset, and we take that into our China team in Beijing.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. Yeah. So they actually let you think without boundaries.
Yes,
just outside of the box and no limitations.
Yeah. Especially China is a country where you can think outside of the box.
Yes.
So,
wow. Yeah. That's so great that you actually learned that from them.
Yeah.
And what ideas that came out of this challenge actually inspired you? Can you maybe mention one?
Well, in all the projects we have seen, all the results, we have seen that the future generation thinks about future themes, such as sustainability and producing and consuming healthy food in the city. And Codima is a fast-growing company within these themes, so that was very hopeful for us, that the future generation thinks a lot about these themes we are working in. So we hope that we can meet some of the students maybe in our China team in the future.
Okay, okay. So I think that was kind of an opening to actually apply for a job at Codima. Can you tell, since we have this open application, can you tell a little bit about Codima and what kind of students you're looking for?
Well, Codima is not only operating in China, we also have an office here in the Netherlands, in Bergsenhoek, and also...
Bergsenhoek, where's that?
Yeah, well, it's near Rotterdam.
Near Rotterdam, okay, yes.
And also in Venlo, at the south of our country. And we're operating in Belgium, in Germany, so we can use very lot of people. But we deliver sustainable solutions for the horticulture sector, water irrigation or logistic systems, that kind of things.
Okay.
So everything you need to grow food or plants.
And what kind of students would you like to apply?
Every kind of students, engineering students, technical students, or maybe marketing students, or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. And I have to tell, because you were not able this year to actually participate with one of the teams or actually coach them, but your colleague did. So can you tell us maybe a little bit of a story that he came back with, that he thought, oh, this is so out of the box, or this is so different?
Well, now you have a difficult question for me, because I was not directly involved with coaching the teams.
But maybe your colleague is here.
Yes, my colleague is here.
Maybe we can ask him.
Yeah,
yes,
we can try. Yeah.
We can ask him. Okay, since we still need some time, and I'm just filling it in. So.
Okay, well, yes. I think he's very surprised right now.
Yes, yes. But I think we can come to you. So you can just sit down, and then I will ask Nina to come with me. And you can stand here in the spotlight.
Yeah,
this is your stage from now on.
Yeah, thanks.
And then I will go here to Peter, your colleague. With Nina, yes. Okay, Peter, I'm really putting you on the spot, but I really need you to buy me some time. So thank you so much for helping me. So, Peter, can you tell me a little bit about working with the teams and what really surprised you?
I think the most surprising part was the challenge. The challenge of Okay.
You can also say it in Dutch.
No, it's not.
Okay.
The challenging was like the heating produced by all the lamps, and when you building inside small buildings, and the people thought, on a different way than we thought. And I think there were a couple solutions that are really difficult, but I think it's possible. And it's more out of the box. Things like
what was out of the box?
The solutions that it came with. We never thought about it. How to reproduce the heat or cooling the buildings with other solutions than we thought about.
Wow. So what did you do and what did they thought about? Can you remember?
No, I can't remember exactly, but I know this example that we talked with Pim, my colleague, and after the meetings that we had, we were really surprised.
Yes. So you came back with a lot of ideas and things that you had to look into further.
Yeah, my part of the job is more the technical part, like the software and the programming. He is more the guy that do a lot of things with the climate and all the other parts.
Yes.
So yes, especially for him, it was more usable than for me. But we came back with a lot of other ideas.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Peter. Can I get a round of applause for Peter? Okay. So, Ingrid, the time has come. Oh, yes. So we have a video connection also with all the other teams. That's why we will buy some time. And and now...
You mentioned the open mindset of the students.
Yes, yes. And we have that too.
Yeah.
We're flexible and open. But now the time has come to actually announce the winner of the partner prize. So, Ingrid, who is the winner of the partner prize of the Urban Greenhouse Challenge of 2020?
Well, the winner of the partner prize is Coexist.
Coexist, Team Coexist! Yay! Okay, let's go over here. So, Orpheus, are you there?
Hear you. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, how are you feeling?
Great. Just great.
Okay, this is Orpheus when he's really enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Congratulations. So,
thanks a lot.
Yes.
Nick might run down there to get the prize. I don't know. He just left his camera.
Oh, he's here in the room.
You are here, Nick. Can I get a round of applause for Nick? Come here on stage. So now, please.
Well, congratulations, you're a winner of the partner prize. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, together. Okay. Yes, so you have another hand for the mic, and we will stand at 1.5 meters. Oh, this is so easy. And let me see, how are we going to do this? Like this. Yes, this will work. So, Yay! Okay, so did you expect to win?
Actually, no.
Why not?
But yeah, we have a high chances to win actually because we work so hard, and it was very hard for us because we're a remote team. We're only 2 people here at Wageningen, so we don't know anyone in the team we meet in the process. So it was really hard and say, okay, let's try it so hard, and the teamwork maybe will be a strength in our proposal.
Yes, but it has worked out very well
least,
for you to win the partner prize.
Yeah, and I was remote in the room because Marta says, okay, you can come. And I say, okay, let's make it remote, you know, just be with my teammate. But yeah, she came outside, say, hey, come on, take the prize now, okay? So I couldn't come.
That's good. And what was the most valuable thing that you learned as a group from the partners?
I think to connect with the partners, and we learn how to talk with the partners actually, and what they need to give suggestion to our proposal. So it was really valuable for us to meet potential work employees also, and yeah, they help us a lot in the how we can implement the technology we think about it in the real world.
Yes.
So this was the most valuable thing.
Yes, to actually connect all the knowledge that you gained at university with the real world.
Exactly.
Yes. And for you, Orpheus, do you have anything to add?
I mean, talking with the partners actually helped us break down this awkward barrier between people of the industry and us, students.
Yes.
And it actually helped a lot of interesting conversations. We got to expand our network. Some coaches were really into it, and it was really fun. We learned stuff.
That's so cool. Well, congratulations again, Orpheus and Nick. And thank you, Ingrid, for handing out the partner prize.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Can I have a round of applause and a lot of A's? Okay. But will Team Coexist also take home the jury prize? We'll have to wait and see. First, we're going to look at the Dragon's Den and see what went down this morning.
Thank you.
Welcome teams live here on Wageningen campus and everywhere else.
So nervous yet?
A little bit. Healthy nerves. Healthy nerves.
Okay. That's what went down this morning. So let's see the dragons, the jury that we were also seeing in the video. So Tiffany, the chair of the jury, we all know Dragon's Den, maybe from TV, where you have this line of people and you have to walk in and you're shaking and then you have to pitch. Are you really that scary?
No, this morning, you know, it's really great, and we are finally can face-to-face talking to all the students. I think that, especially after this time, is so valuable. We're just happy to see people in real life. I don't think you have time to worry about being scared, do you?
Do you? Well, dare to say no, team. That's true, that's true. So how was the atmosphere?
We are very friendly, aren't we? We are friendly, constructive, and we really like to understand, actually, because we don't really have a lot of chance to really talk to them. Mm-hmm. This is the first time we talk to them in person.
Yes.
So it went really well. I think also we got to understand a lot more the thinking behind the designs. Why do they come to a certain concept? and they give also a chance really to pitch to us what do they feel strongly about.
Yes.
So
the reports actually got a face, and then there were people
Yes.
in front of you or via Zoom, and you could actually interact and ask
Yes.
questions. Wow, that's so great. So let me ask you, Cindy, another member of the jury, what did you pay attention to? What were the judgment criteria?
We prepared some questions that we thought were not answered yet in the pitch or in the report, so very specific stuff, but also more general questions about the project. So a mix of everything, I think.
And what were the general questions, for example?
What were the, I forgot already. Yeah, why people should go to visit their greenhouse or things like that. So
Yes. And Sigrid, what do you think that all the teams have in common? So all the concepts have in common?
Yeah, I think a generic mindset, which was also just already mentioned, that there is a clear engagement with sustainability and future betterment and healthy consumption. And so it was also quite striking that all the teams almost thought that, of course, people visit our building. So considering why people would maybe not be interested in the building or don't have time, there's just a few teams who did that. And that's actually also very important if you want to make a change in society. So, but that was clear. There was a kind of, across all the countries, from Brazil to China, north-south lines, everyone had a kind of same idea about what should be realized through these greenhouses. So, yeah.
Wow. Yes, and a great motivation, as I hear you speak.
Yeah. And that's I agree, because we have been running through all those reports, also online, basically. And so also you need to kind of get a vibe also by seeing them, seeing the enthusiasm. And of course you have the pitch videos, and there are teams, unfortunately, still online, but we really try to grasp their enthusiasm and also all the energy that they put into it during all those months and working together.
Yeah.
And we need to credit one team that really said, imagine what we established now, and we didn't even meet each other live ever in that team, but imagine what we could do if we would meet together. And I think that stands for the whole challenge, because this whole challenge has been offline. So
yes.
I think that is just wonderful, yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. And they actually designed a building in a city where most of them, I think, have never been.
Yes.
So all the credits to them. Great, great. And Martin, what things did you as a jury disagree about? Please let us in on the gossip.
That's a nice question. Actually, we had the same problem than the teams had. We never met before.
Yes.
And this is not a challenge because there's only one discipline asked to work together. This is an interdisciplinary challenge. So we also had to sit together and talk. I looked at your proposals from an architecture angle, and I had huge questions about, what is the food production side of it? What is the circularity side of it? So some of the projects which I really liked as an architect, I was told in other aspects it doesn't make sense. I think a very, very big central question that came out is, what is an urban greenhouse? Is it a building that produces food?
Yes.
Or is it a building that educates the people involved in the agro-industry about the future of food production? And I think that's a discussion that was in the jury still ongoing, and maybe a discussion we could also have with the teams later. It's unclear, actually, what this is. And it's maybe also good that it doesn't come out as a result from this competition, a clear direction, because it just continues this productive discourse.
Yes. But yes, and will you continue this discussion after?
Well, I think one of the problems we all have is we cannot meet anymore in a moment. It's so difficult to meet. So I very, very much want to invite everyone to participate here to connect after this session, to get in touch again for further talks, questions, continuation of this discussion that we have between students and professionals. Let's use that chance to stay in touch and make most out of this, a great opportunity to network. We can't do it live anymore as easily in a moment. Please. Yes.
Wow. Well, that's a great way to wrap this part up. Yes. Thank you so much for your input. And now we know a little bit more about what you paid attention to. So, Now, I'm going to walk over here and to see if we can actually connect digitally with China. Yep, we can. Okay, well, he's already here, and I haven't introduced him yet, but please give him already a round of applause and a lot of A's. So, Mr. Renzi, I haven't introduced you yet, so everyone here is thinking, oh, we're looking at this great guy, but who is he? Well, he is actually the one that, he is the general manager of Country Garden Agriculture, the developer that the students have been working for.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
Can you hear me, Mr. Renzi? No. Oh, we can see you, but we cannot hear you. Okay. Geen audio?
Sorry,
okay. No audio, I just heard. It will be fixed in a few seconds. So, but it's also normal. Like when you have a connection all the way from the Netherlands to China, sometimes things go wrong.
No, I think now it's good. Now it's good.
Yay, it's good. Welcome, Mr. Renzi. We're so happy to see you. Okay. Wait. Whoop. So, just a question. So, why did you ask the students and the teams to come up with creative ideas for your projects in Dongguan?
So I would like to first of all take this opportunity to introduce a little bit the company.
Oh.
So
yes, of course.
The Country Garden. Yeah. So Country Garden Agriculture is a subsidiary of Country Garden Group. So Country Garden Group is I think the largest real estate company in the world. So we ranked 147 in the latest Fortune 500. So talking to the urban agriculture, so it's a combination of agriculture and construction. So we have like more than thousands of projects around China, and some of the projects are very much environmentally friendly, and some project even is in the agriculture area of China. So why we pick up the Dongguan area? Because Dongguan, not only the company, but also the government is very supportive on this agriculture concepts in the city. So urban greenhouse challenge is very much fit for their aims and purpose. So we are the construction partner of this project, so we are welcome. And we are looking forward to a new brilliant design ideas to help us for this project. And furthermore, Dongguan is in the Greater Bay Area of China. I don't know if you know, so it's in the south part of China, and it's the most developed economy area in China as well. So we believe that we combine the highly developed city area with the agriculture is the very attractive topic for us and for the challenge as well. So that's why we choose Dongguan area for this.
Yes. So I understand by hearing what you do and then looking at the challenge of the students that they just really connect well. So you just mentioned that you were looking for these brilliant ideas and new concepts. Can you tell us a little bit about which concept surprised you in a positive way and why?
Yeah, so I would say I was surprised by the team Bagua. So
Team Bagua, yes.
Yes, the Bagua. So they use the Chinese traditional concept. So the Taoism and Bagua showing the interaction between the humanity and the nature. So the balance between production and consumption of crops. So that's very much a traditional concept of Chinese people. So I'm quite impressed for that.
And so was it something that you had never seen before?
Yeah, sure. So it's combination for this Taoism with the agriculture and the urban greenhouse is the first time I saw it. Yeah.
Good. Wow. That's a great input for Team Bagua. And what are you going to do with all these brilliant ideas after today?
Well, those ideas are interesting. So well, it's a pity that you cannot visit the sites. We do a lot of preparation, but you know the COVID-19 that you cannot come on site. But after the COVID-19 passed it, I'm very much welcome you guys to come to the site and to see the real site. And we have like 2,000 people in our design team, and we're very welcome you guys to come to see our design team and work together to make this concept happen.
Wow.
In real.
That's a great invitation. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for being here all the way from Dongguan. Can I get a big round of applause for Mr. Ren Xi and a lot of A's from our viewers at home? Thank you. Okay, so now that we've gathered all the insights, it is time to announce the top 3 teams of the Urban Greenhouse Challenge. But before we do that, I'm just curious, who do you at home think that should be in the top 3? There will be a poll coming up at your screen, but I'm really curious to see what people here in the audience think. So who do you think should be in the top 3? Lena. So let me just go over here. That's from the teams. You, sir. Who do you think will be in the top 3?
That's a very good question. I really don't know. They're all good teams.
They're all good teams, so you really don't know. You don't have one favorite?
No.
No.
Really
you
not.
like them all equally? Just say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Well, so here in the audience, people really don't know, so I'm curious to see what will go down in the poll. But I do know the person that knows, and that will actually say the top 3 of the jury. And that is Miss Tiffany Chewy, chair of the jury. Can you please join me here on stage? Can I get a round of applause? And a lot of A's. Okay. So Tiffany, we have already discussed that it was a strenuous process with a lot of difficulties and discussion, but you have succeeded to make it down to the top 3. But it was really difficult, and you have a lot of things that you just told me. I would love to mention a lot of teams because we love them all so much. So now, the floor is yours. Tell us about the teams and what do you think about them.
Our gentlemen in the back, you're right. They are all really good teams. So it was a really quite impossible task for us to, it's really down to the last second that we can agree with the top choices. But I would like to first say a few things about design element that stood out for among the submissions without mentioning who's going to the top 3. So, well, you waited for more than 300 days, so what's another 2 minutes? Well, I have Team Argo in front of me. You are the only submission, actually, with the vertical design. And that's very bold and that's ambitious. And this morning, in your Dragon's Den, you actually was very good. You walked us through how your building functions. So that was very impressive, and congratulations for a very well done submission, and also for being here. I want to mention also AI Green, the team AI Green, they are online, I think. AI Green, you are actually favorite for, I think, many people. Your design is very sensitive to the local climate, to local people, how people experience it. Your design focus on, for example, Lingnan style, which is the southern Chinese style, is very well reflected in the overall concept. And you are one of the few teams that takes circularity very seriously, and is also among the top team for doing that. And your building is maybe weakness, also strength, is rather humble. It's very restrained. So there's also a challenge from the jury members to go maybe bolder in your propositions. Look at, for example, not only herbs or more the more common type of crops, but look, for example, medicinal crops, also in the architectural design, going to more innovative use of space. That's the hope that's... also want to mention USP, the team. Yes. You have to deliver a very original form of propositional design. It's in your form, in your typology, also the way you present the whole visual story is very beautifully done. The open hand gesture gives the wow factor. It's very beautiful. We have some questions about it, the sustainable use of wood, but that's something also in terms of material use, there's a lot of room to research. For example, bamboo, that could be also for Asia a very viable alternative. However, the social aspects, also the functional part of the design is rather restrained or limited. So that's also, but the design and the overall thinking also deserves a lot of commendation from us. We already mentioned the team Coexist. You have won, congratulations, you won the Partner's Choice. I don't know where they are. And you have delivered a very poetic building, very beautiful. There's a building people like to visit. It's a very coherent concept that puts farmers in the center. So you build a story from your brand to the education program to bringing upscaling farmers. Overall, it's a very impressive concept. The circularity is actually you're the received top score from our jury on circularity. However, so it's however coming, there's a question where Martin already mentioned, what is urban greenhouse? How big is the production function in a densely populated urban area? And in your design, Team Coexist, your food production is rather have a very minor role. So that receives let's say a minor point for your design. I want to talk about Team CAS and Team Spirit. These two teams, both really tight, very overall well-balanced, but you kind of stand on the opposite side of spectrum. In the Team CAS design, see them? Yes, yeah. You have a watertight proposal. Your architectural design is very well worked out. You look into a lot of elaboration into the massing, into facade. The overall technical proposal is very strong. But in terms of when you are in these top positions, actually a lot of functional aspects are very similar. And you also have to really think about how do you connect to your audience? Do you create the emotional bond? So with your design, you have a sensible kind of image, very strong, sensible, but there lacks a certain emotional connection with your target audience. So that's something, it's not really a very easily memorable kind of concept. So if you compare, for example, with our Team Spirit, your design is rather, I mentioned this morning, you divide people. We had a major debate, actually, about this too. The building is very iconic. People remember immediately. It's very memorable. But on the other side of it, it's rather literary interpretation. And also, the architectural design raises a lot of questions whether it's really a sensible design for climate control and what is scalable. But you have done amazing work in the material use, which when optimized with a good layout, functional layout, building design, there's immense potential to make this a scalable, original concept.
Okay, so...
Last one to mention.
Oh, okay.
Our sponsor partner from China already mentioned, Team Bagua. You chose a very traditional symbol. And when you do that, you can go either way. Because Bagua is a very traditional cultural symbol. In some ways, it's too traditional. It's some 2,000 years or more. But you successfully conveyed, you used the contradiction between tradition and new into something exciting. You didn't stay just at the cultural element type of symbolism, You really went into details on all aspects. So you delivered a very strong proposal. Your design is well considered, humble, functional, and we love your energy and dynamism. In all aspects, you just went also a step further in looking at alternative financial scenarios, in looking at education curriculum. So in that, you have an overall really well-grounded submission. Congratulations.
Okay.
And really worthwhile that you're here, Cassandra.
Okay, well, I'm so curious. I don't know about you.
Now, after my description, can anybody guess now who is in the top 3?
No.
Did I successfully conceal?
Yes, you,
okay,
you did. You did.
Shall I announce it?
Yes. Yes. So. So I just heard that 34% of the online voters voted for Team USP. So let's see if they have a lot of fans watching. They do. And let's see if the jury agrees. So please, Tiffany, announce in random order.
Yes.
The top
3 teams.
Oh, wait. And if you are in the top 3, and maybe if you are here, please stand up and let us show us that you are excited, okay? Yes, okay. Tiffany, yes. The top 3 in random order.
Without further ado, in the top 3, Team CAS.
Ew! Well done, guys.
Team Bagua.
Yeah, also here.
And Team Spirit.
Oh, also here. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany. So we will ask you to come to the stage later on. Oh, wait. Do you have any final words to say to the 7 finalists that didn't make the final top 3?
I think this journey today is end of this challenge, but the challenge continues because there are so many good concept ideas from all the submissions, and the challenge is now for the government, for the business world, and for the design communities to work together with all the new ideas and bring them into real life.
Great.
So that we
Thank
have
you.
Everyone needed.
Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. Can I get a round of applause? Okay. So the top 3 teams won't have much time to catch their breath because they will now be joining me here on stage to present their vision of urban farming. But first, we are going to look at a video. You can now join me here. We'll just sit here. It's a relaxed setting. So please, Ivo, you can sit here. Oh, you're Boudewijn. They said Ivo was going to be here. Well, Boudewijn, welcome. Please sit here. And then Alejandro, you can sit in the middle. And then the girls, Annie, you can sit here. Okay, so first of all, how are you feeling?
Excited. Very happy to be
Proud.
here.
Okay.
Proud, yeah.
And how do you show that you are excited?
By sitting in an exciting manner.
Okay.
At safe distance, right?
Yeah,
at safe distance, at 1.5 meters. That's so true. That's so true. Okay, so did any of you think, yes, I might be able to make it to the top 3? Did you think that, Annie?
What did I think that?
Yes.
I hoped it all the time.
Yes.
And yeah, of course. But it was more like a wave thing. At some point, it's like, no way. And then, yeah, but maybe we do. So I don't think there's an answer to this. Did you think so?
Yeah, after we finished the second report and we saw all the work we did, and especially with the architects, the beautiful building they designed, we thought, we can be in the top 3. We can make it.
You can make it. So then you had the confidence to actually make it. Okay, I can imagine. So first of all, I know not everyone here in the audience knows all about the concept. So what we are going to do is you made this great 50-second animation where we can actually see what you made. And I will go through that one by one. And I will start with you, Boudewijn.
Thank you. I think the floor is mine then now?
Yes, well, I was just waiting to see if the video can be displayed in the background.
Is an urban farm
and
designed
without
along
the
the
audio.
principles of the Linden style. These principles.
So, okay, so you know what your 50-second video looks like, right?
Definitely.
You spent so much time working on it. So can you please present a little bit about your concept and what makes it so special?
Well, as you can see in the video, our design is a little bit different than the others. That was because in our team we have 2 landscape architects and not necessarily a regular architect. And therefore our building is really taking into the environmental context where it's placed. Our concept is focused on a feasible solution, so we've tried to combine the cultivation and the retail sales of high-value crops in to support the social programs we have. So we create a self-promoting feasible greenhouse which can in turn provide relief for the social context and the people, actually.
And why is that so important to you as a team? Why did you pick that out?
I think it's not necessarily per se important for us as a team, but just important in general that it's been so long and there's so much research that we should actually strive, in our opinion, to solutions that are actually working and can be autonomous instead of being dependent on donations and sponsorships. That we saw this as really our goal.
That was your goal, and that was the way to make it possible.
Yes.
Okay, great. Then, Alejandro of Team Bagua, we will now start showing your video in the background in a few minutes, but maybe you can already tell us a little bit about your concept and what makes it so special.
So, Dongguan is a tropical city, and it has an abundance of sun and rainwater. So, we wanted to produce our food by taking this abundance of 2 of the most important resources for growing food. The challenge was to do that in an urban environment and in a short piece of land. Well, it's a big area, but you have to produce with high yields per square meter. And not only that, but within our planetary limits is how we need to grow our food. So we need to do a circularity in the resources and not use the fertilizers and pesticides that have a huge runoff effect in the environment. So that was one part, the food production.
So circularity in food production.
Yeah, but yes. I think our most important part is the second focus as an educational hub, because we don't only need to produce food in a different way, but we also need to educate a next generation of farmers on how to produce food for the next coming decades, where we have huge changes coming. Yes. So our big focus was on that, on the Farmers Bagua Prospective Producers Program.
Okay, thank you, Alejandro. I'm walking over to Annie.
Yes.
So Annie, can you tell us a little bit more about your idea or about your concept?
I think what's really obvious is the beautiful building, the turtle, but I think it's way more than that. Within our building, we don't only have really high-tech systems with really smart thoughts behind it. We have a communication with the environment, with the community. We try to involve all parties that can attribute to the innovation. And I think this is the big thing that's so important to us, that as a urban greenhouse, you keep innovating. So you are right now even innovative, but also in the future, you keep being innovative, and how that is going to be. So that's for us to, the continuous innovation, and in that way being resilient.
Okay, and why did you choose the turtle?
Well, the Dragon's Den has already shown to us that.
Okay.
we actually stumbled upon the turtle, and by then found out that it was a perfect answer and a perfect storyline for everything that we stood for. So
why? Can you elaborate on that?
The turtle is a mythical creature in China, and it stands for the resilience in the end that we think is so important in the urban agriculture. That
and to keep on innovating.
Yeah, so yeah, indeed.
Okay, okay, now I understand it well. Okay, so now we're going to have a little discussion about the future of urban greenhouse farming, because the jury already told us, like, what is it exactly? It can go, is it an agricultural building, or is it something else? What is it? So I'm just curious to see from, you are experts now, you've been working on this for 10 months. So what do you think is the main problem that we need to tackle for the future of urban farming? What do you think, Boudewijn?
Well, as I mentioned before, I think it's really closely related to the high energy costs and the high costs.
In order for the economic feasibility.
Yeah,
yes.
to keep it running actually contributes to society instead of only using tax money to make a social impact, which it will eventually only cost money.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree, Alejandro, that that's one of the main things?
Yeah, I think at this moment we have vertical farming projects mostly being developed in rich nations and with a very expensive end product most of the time. And urban farming has been historically being developed by communities for self-supply. So we need to bridge the gap between the vertical farming and the urban farming and make vertical urban farming accessible for everyone. That's the big challenge, and vertical farming is a name with many faces. There are many different ways of doing vertical farming. I think the importance is that each project has to be suited to the place where it is constructed or where it is done. And that's
yes,
the thing.
So now you design it for Dongguan, but maybe it will look completely different when you're designing it for a building in Brazil, for example.
In tropical cities, you have a huge... tropical cities will be highly impacted in the agricultural sector by climate change, but also these systems are very suited, some of these systems of vertical farming, for tropical cities. So you have a great way of bridging that gap.
Okay, and what do you think, Annie?
I think great things are already mentioned. I think adding on to that, I think the equality is always a great question that needs to be answered, and will keep on being a challenge because you're really producing high-end crops with a very intensive way of doing agriculture.
Yes.
And how do you also keep that open for everyone in this city? So I think that's an additional challenge next to what's mentioned already.
Yes, because I was just wondering, the high-value products, I already heard Boudewijn mentioning that as well. What do you think? Is urban greenhouse farming solely for high-value crops or high-value products? Do you agree or disagree?
No, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but at this moment...
It's an option.
Yes.
And I think it's a relatively sensible choice in the beginning to get some urban farms running autonomously, and then maybe you can also support other farms which can grow crops which cost less, and therefore it's really a self-strengthening effect eventually. If you get one site running
yes.
in such a large extent, you might be able to get another site which makes a loss yearly, but they compensate each other, and therefore you have the double effect and not the losses.
Okay. And do you also think that urban greenhouses are the solution to improving people's health?
Not the solution. I think it's part of the solution. There are many ways to tackle urban health and human health, but I think urban farming can be a big, important role in that solution.
I see you nodding, Annie.
Yeah,
can you add on?
I think you can create so much nutritious value in this small space within the city, and with that also bringing it closer to the people living there. And I think that also the proximity for people is a very important aspect for your healthy lifestyle, for feeling this closeness to nature and agriculture in that sense.
Okay.
Also, I think we also need to focus more. Of course, we need to produce more food, but also we need to increase the focus in producing nutritious food. That's a big challenge also.
Nutritious food?
Yeah.
Okay, so such as?
So fresh food, high in nutrients, food that is very good for human health. Yeah, it's a difficult challenge to balance.
But to add on to that, there's eventually, to get people to have a better lifestyle, the choice is at the people. And I have the feeling that a lot of the ways to achieve that healthy lifestyle have been lost along the way. Not a lot of people are cooking themselves anymore. You even see it in China as well, where the cooking tradition is gradually degrading as well. What we did in COS is also really focus on the culinary education, where people are given the tools again to make their own nutritious meals, and in order to do that you have to have the nutritious food.
Yes.
But if the people don't know what to do with the food, then yeah, it won't work. So
cultivate the food, make sure that it's proximate, and then know how to cook with it. That's your conclusion, if I add to the three. Okay, and I'm just curious, because you've been working in teams for 10 months, and how was it to work with a team? And a lot of the teams were also remote, so not all of the members were here. How did it go, Annie?
It would be iconic to say that team spirit is very important in its sense, but I think to be connected, we are happy to be connected already. We knew each other before we went remote, so that was a luxury we had.
Okay, that's a luxury, yes.
But also, working remote, everyone was so focused on the job that had to be done, especially with the COVID-19 situation. We really had this thing that kept us going, that kept us motivated to work on something, and it really bonded us as well. So I think, yeah, we really became more than just a team. So that's a really nice experience.
Oh wow, more than just a team. What did you become?
I think we can say that we became friends. Can we say that, teachers?
Are we friends? Yes, I think you have gained friends.
Maybe he doesn't agree, but that's all right.
He agrees. Alejandro, how is it for you?
We are a 10-member team, and we have almost one member from each continent. 8 of us live in Barcelona. Most of us, we went to Autonomous University in Barcelona. But also, we have 2 team members from Egypt, which we have never met in person, but we love them, and they did a great job, and I wish one day I have the chance to meet Mohi and Sarah. A big shout out to them. They're really, really nice persons.
Okay, and for you, it was also great?
Yes, it was.
Yeah? No struggles. You can let us in on the gossip.
Well, I think in any situation,
yes.
Definitely over a period of 10 months, there's bound to be struggles, and I think the whole COVID situation is inevitably creating
What
trouble.
kind of struggle did you experience?
Well, we were actually a team that we didn't know each other. Well, half of us knew each other, half of us didn't really know each other, which created a really fun dynamic. But as soon as we had to go online, you noticed that everyone had to take some time to readjust their own life at home during quarantine before the whole challenge got back into had space in their lives as well.
Yeah, I see all of you nodding. Yes, I think we can all relate to that.
I think so too.
But no big fights? No?
No.
Nothing like a digital slap in the face?
I haven't felt anything.
No, I haven't felt anything. No.
No big fights.
Okay.
Business part,
sorry, guys. There is no gossip. They just work together really well. Well, thank you so much for sharing your vision with us and letting us know how the process was for you, the final 10 months. And now it is time to actually announce who will be the winner. So we can go to that part of the stage. Yes, we go up this chair. Yes, you can. You are joining me. Okay. Can I give once again a big round of applause for our 3 finalists? Okay. So I would like to ask Tiffany Tui to again join me on stage, and we will stand here. And once Tiffany has announced, first she will announce the number 3, then the number 2, and then who has won. And of course, we love to see your faces, what happens when you know if you're 3rd or 2nd or 1st. And when you are number 1, you can after then join me here on stage.
Check with you just so that I don't get...
This is what I got. I hope I got it right.
so close.
It was so close that you... Okay, Tiffany. Please announce.
Drum rolls.
Drum rolls, yes, please. The third place goes to
Team Spirit,
Woo!
the turtle.
Big round of applause. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very, very well done. Yes, you can also give her an elbow.
Thank you.
Okay. Any words for the third? Why they won? Third place.
Yes.
What is so special? In 2 sentences.
We have jurists passionately defending, loving your design. It is very iconic. It's very beautiful. So, very well done.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
The microphone a little bit higher. Yes. Yes. Okay. And then, drum rolls. The second place winner is
Team Gus.
Gus! Big round of applause and a lot of A's for Team Gus. Let's give an elbow. Let's give elbows. Yes, also. Wow, well done.
Congratulations. Okay. No suspense.
And the winner of the challenge is Team...
Congratulations.
Bagua! Okay. What, I see someone waving at me. Checks, oh, yes. I thought someone else was going to hand them out, but Tiffany, to you the honors. Okay, yes.
So, once again, actually, properly, third place goes
That's
to...
me, yes.
Again, can I get a round of applause? Okay. Yes, second place. And then the winner of the challenge, Team Bagua. Okay, so this went really well, I think. I was very organized. So, please can join me here, and you can just stay there, yeah. Okay, so we can all see you very well here. So, Alejandro and Rachel, how are you feeling?
Well, yeah, it's teamwork. So also Sara, Mohi, Aleja, Olivia, Sophie, Gabriel, Jerry, and Nicole. It's all the teamwork from everybody for 10 months. So yeah, we made it.
Yay!
And all the people that helped us, family, friends, the people at university, the ICTA team, Autonomous, everybody, thanks a lot. So we're very happy.
Thank you. Well, thank you again. You can join the other top 3 finalists over there. And then we are going to wrap it up. So Team Bagua is the winner of the Urban Greenhouse Challenge of 2020. And it has been a crazy year with a lot of challenges. But on behalf of the organization, I would like to thank all of the partners, all of the teams from here and watching from home. Of course, Country Garden, the developer. And I would like to thank you also here, the live audience and the audience watching at home. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next year. Thank you.